Tola. Conversation with Dio and Tola.
A beautiful morning to you from wherever you're listening to us across the world. This is Oluyole 98.5 FM. Check your time, 6:32 a.m. Destination time, 7:30 a.m. It's time for conversation with Dayo and Tola. I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
I'm Tola Teriba. Good morning.
All right, this is how we do it Mondays through Saturdays, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. right here on Oluyole 98.5 FM. And we're not doing it alone right here. It's a network program, a radio network program coming to you live from the stables of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, which means we're also live on our sister stations to with Agility 92.1 FM and Okyogo 96.3 FM. So wherever you're tuning in from, good morning. It's also important to appreciate our online audience on Facebook, facebook.com/Oluyole 98.5 FM. You're joining us via Twitter at Oluyole FM. On those two platforms, we're streaming live, audio, visual. Okay, so you can watch the studio environment, see how it's done, and see our faces. Okay, so go ahead. Facebook.com/Oluyole 98.5 FM, Twitter at Oluyole FM. Okay, so you can drop your comments on the live stream or you tag along. Do well to share to your friends too, so they get to see what you see, hear what you hear. Our website remains the same: www.bcs.tv/listen. www.bcs.tv/listen. That's our website, so you can get to listen to the program on our website from wherever you are in the world. Check us out also on Instagram at Oluyole 98.5 FM, Radio Guided, and of course the online radio platform Mixler, mixler.com/Oluyole FM. This is where we give you news you can use, newspaper review with top-notch analysis, and of course you get to contribute. We go straight to the papers. I have a copy of the Punch newspaper.
Yes, and I have a copy of the Nigerian Tribune.
Further petrol price hike likely. Okay. Marketers warn Nigerians. TUC says government action wicked. Demands immediate reversal. We can no longer fund petrol subsidy, says federal government. Page 19 of the Punch newspaper.
Nigerian Tribune banner headline this morning: hike in petrol price, pressure on Senate to convene. Federal government says increase inevitable. And the riders, motorists, commuters groan as marketers implement new pump price. Nigerians are helpless. Labor union CSOs to take lead. That's coming from Frank Ovie Kokori. We must pay right price to attract investment, says Abiodun. That's coming from the Ogun State governor there.
Okay.
Page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune.
All right. PTF approves phased reopening of schools, orders risk assessment. As the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 has approved phased reopening of schools across the nation. And the order risk assessment. Page 27 of the Punch newspaper.
It says PTF may wind down September end as states set to take ownership of COVID-19 response. That's on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. And it also says Oyo cancels curfew, moves conversation of isolation centers to PHCs, that's public health centers. So this from the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Taiwo Adisa, yesterday.
And talking about education, news from Osun. Government schools will drop common uniforms, revert to old names. November 9, Osun State. So all the things Ogbeni did, it's like he's, and I think it was his chief of staff.
So definitely, he must have been in on most of those decisions.
Obviously, he was not on the same page with him while they were in government together. No, well, but I think it's what the people have been asking for anyway. If you go to the streets, I'm sure the average Osun people wanted this, and he's giving them back. The old names, their uniforms, not that everybody will be wearing the same uniform and be wondering, so which school are you from? Well, government schools will drop common uniforms, revert to old names. November 9, Osun, page 27 of the Punch newspaper.
Food insecurity, Rivers FCT top states nationally, says National Bureau of Statistics. That's on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune.
It's a serious one. It's a serious challenge. I hope the government is doing something about it. The ones available are expensive.
It says here that the federal government is supporting poultry farmers with subsidized 5,000 metric tons of maize. Well, there's the poultry industry there. The farmers have been groaning.
That's the truth. Well, 5,000 metric tons. The poultry farmers in Ibadan alone will manage that in 1 week.
So subsidized.
If you understand how that circle moves, Oyo State commands to a very large extent. Oyo and Ogun states. The two states command the largest proportion of poultry farmers to a very large extent. That which the federal government is releasing. But I think the most important thing is to ensure that people can import maize, which, based on the news filtering in, the central bank has reneged on their earlier decision not to allow importation.
And that's why the farmers are crying out.
Exactly. You don't make some policies that are just say no more importation. We are not sustainable. We are not food sufficient until we can provide enough. Then I beg, let the import continue. All this one that we are now borrowing from ECOWAS.
And then we are facing the same challenges in talking about rice production. We beat our chest local rice, and yet here we are. It's still not sufficient.
This 5,000 metric tons, I hope we will not have stories like the rice now. Give rice and then discover some are not good. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I think the most important thing is those who have money, allow them bring it in. While we wait for farmers to start planting, and unfortunately the rains have not been too good this year.
The problem is mostly the government wants to make a statement, wants to actually sing to be functioning, and they usually blanket decisions, and the things that should be done in phases, they try to do it all at once, and of course we run into troubled waters most of the time with these things.
Well, let's see how this pans out. As not too good news coming from Niger State. 17 vigilantes killed, 23 bandits gunned down in Niger. Others. Page 8 of the Punch newspaper.
Must beginning to look like a war situation.
We're talking 17 plus 23. That's 40 people dead.
Well, it sounds encouraging coming from Ondo State. Amotekun arrests 3 suspected kidnappers in Ondo. And that's on page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune.
All right, people have started weighing in on the water bill. Water bill hearing. Senior advocate of Nigeria orders 1 reps against illegality. Page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
Our federal government okays reopening of NYC orientation camps. Schools to reopen. Curfew now 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. Bans Lufthansa, KLM, Air France for orders. That's on pages 2, 4, and 30 of the Nigerian Tribune.
It's also here international flight. Federal government bars Air France, KLM, orders, approves 14 airlines. Pick 20 of the Punch newspaper.
Were those the ones that were hostile to us, like the federal government said, that some airlines were hostile during the heat of the COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, they didn't allow, they were not friendly. Using your word, they were hostile. So why allow them? But I'm sure they will find their way around. They'll find their way around. Details of that on page 20 of the Punch newspaper.
Bajabi Amila urges Ghana to revisit law on $1 million business capital. That's on page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune. Fall out of the speaker's trip.
To Ghana. Right. Let's see this on Edo Decides 2020. APC PDP trade words over alleged 1.5 billion naira vote buying cash. And that's on page 15. And we also have Ize Iyamo will tackle sexual violence, support survivors. And finally, PDP group hail Benin monarch for peace meeting. Page 27 of the Punch newspaper.
Now, are they buying votes ahead of the elections? Or
I don't know.
Those allegations.
Most likely ahead.
Edo Giba, judge withdraws from suit against Ize Iyamo. And INEC urges religious leaders against violence in Edo election. Ondo 2020 will run all-inclusive government promises at Keredolu. And conduct election in 33 LGs within shortest possible time, Makinde tells OISEC. And coming from Lagos, we have Lagos East by-election. Abiru wins APC senatorial primary. Political pages of the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
And from Ogun State, Abiodun 6 assemblies nod to access 2.5 billion naira health fund. Page 29 of the Punch newspaper. From Lagos, APC affirms Abiru Obafemi as Lagos by-elections candidate. The former governor did not clinch the ticket. I thought it was somebody they were saying. So somebody is no longer coming. All right. Details of that on pages 6 and 29. The two stories just took pages 6 and 29 of the Punch newspaper.
Labour to lock down rivers on Tuesday. That's on page 30 of the Nigerian Tribune. That's talking about the national leadership of Labour. They are accusing the governor of anti-Labour policies and tyranny against the workforce. But, well, with all due respect to the national leadership of Labour, I think it's time to actually focus on national issues. For price hike, and I think this should be what be taking their attention now. Well, the River State issue too is important, if you ask me. But then, I think this will take priority at this time. They're actually taking the full force of the Labour leadership to Rivers on Tuesday, according to what Comrade Waba has said. And you begin to wonder. Fire burning your Babariga, and you are trying to put out the smoke emitting from somewhere else. I wonder.
So the view to solve your internal problem first. We'll see how this works out. On Unilag, unions appear as Unilag panel grills Babalaki for 4 hours. Oh, really? Yeah. The hunter is now getting hunted.
Okay. Hunted.
Yeah. Page 27 of the Punch newspaper if you're interested in that story.
Inova Lasso, Unilag top Nigeria's list of global varsities ranking. That's on page 28 of the Nigerian Tribune.
And that ranking is not first 100. And it's not first 200. It's not even first 300.
The way the Nigerian Tribune crafted this headline, if you don't read very well,
far from it. I think about 400 and something. Very, very far. So, but well, let's appreciate our own. Those are our own Harvard and Yale in Nigeria. We'll do for commercial break. We'll back to take more headlines. Don't go anywhere.
So I don't write jollof rice, fried rice, pounded yam, egusi,
rice
chicken.
and stew, jollof rice. Thank you. All this plenty kind food one na they call so. Now what you go chop for the naming baby?
Yes, so auntie.
See, enjoy me.
No be small.
You see, mama baby, the same way we get different kind of food. Now so we get different kind of childbirth spacing methods. So childbirth spacing go make your belly sweet well, and your body too, it go tandar gidigba. Anyone where you choose good for body, and you go fit trust them.
Auntie Nurse, my just don't they talk about them more. But me I dey fear.
See, no culture or religion when no they support anything we go make life better. Make you and your Jasper come when una ready. I go dey wait for now.
Okay.
No forget say anyone where you choose for childbirth spacing matter, they safe and you fit trust them. Or ya waka go any health center where get the green dot logo to get full information on childbirth spacing services. This message now the Federal Ministry of Health and support from American people carry and come.
So glad to know you're there. It's the conversation with Daya and Tola. Time check 6:46 a.m. Destination time 7:30 a.m. Take more headlines from the papers. Please threaten surveyor for reporting extortion. To punch. Yeah. Did you extort? That's the question you should be asking. Not that you be threatening somebody for reporting you. And wow, that's on page 4 of the Punch newspaper.
Kano singer appeals death sentence. Kano judiciary submits case details to Falano. That's on page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune.
For the guy, it's also here. Blasphemy. Convicted Kano musician appeals death sentence. Page 9 of the Punch newspaper. I have pictures speak here. Filling stations showing the adjustments in fuel prices across the nation immediately. That one, they don't waste time. When it is an upgrade, sharp. You know, you have the NNPC mega stations themselves selling 160. And some private stations selling as high as 165. Wow. Wow. God help us.
More stories on the economy. Nigeria's agricultural manufacturing crude oil export drops by 45.64%. That's on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Amotekun arrests 3 suspected kidnappers in Ondo. That's on page 8. And you have 5 Borno Yobe insurgents killed, 9 bandits arrested. That's the defense headquarters right there. Not too good news from our colleges of education. Koyasu begins strike. Demands 441 billion naira. Others. Okay. Like ASU, like Koyasu. Okay, that's the College of Education Academic Staff Union. They have also started their own strike and making their demands known. Details on pages 8 and 9 of the Punch newspaper.
Right, more crime and national security stories. Man nabbed for allegedly attempting to kill woman for ritual purpose in Anambra Hotel. Troops kill 4 bandits in Kaduna, sustain onslaught against terrorists. Police kill 15 bandits, arrest 50 suspects in Katsina, and 5 killed in a Bauchi flood. All these on page 25, Metro page of the Nigerian Tribune.
Now I know why an elderly man somewhere I was passing through yesterday was praying for the governor and that he will not die. He will stay there until he achieves. Now I know. Or you have to pay 26 billion naira in backlog of gratuity. The person is a retiree. They were expecting gratuity. I mean, I just knew they were talking about gratuity. I picked a little bit of what they were discussing and then went my way. I couldn't really fixate what he was trying to talk about because I know the man retired, I think, around 2015 or 2016. And he was praying that he should continue, the governor, he will not die. That's what I heard him say. He will not die. He will remain there, until, he accomplishes what he wants to do or God wants him to do. I said, okay. pray for him. I think this is a promise. Or you ought to pay 26 billion naira in backlog of gratuity.
I know somebody called him sometimes ago asking the governor of another state to please emulate what Governor Sheyi Makinde has been doing regarding treatment of pensioners and senior citizens in Oyo State.
You had the, should we call it the lamentations of grandma yesterday? Was it 2 days ago? Talking about, these are elderly people that we should take care of. It's important. There are certain prayers that can help the economy itself. When these elderly people gather together and begin to, irrespective of whatever prevailing conditions around the world.
It's just that many of the governors actually as a priority,
it's unfortunate.
They believe there are more important things on the burner, but it's a grievous mistake on the part of
a nation that does not take care of its aged. It doesn't speak too well.
And Nigeria itself doesn't have any particular welfare policy for senior citizens. That it's as bad as that.
And just pay now. Like Governor Makinde, just pay. The records are there. The people. Just pay. Well, review law on $1 million business capital. Bajabi Amila tells Ghana. That's on page 10 of the Punch newspaper.
COVID-19 sample collection performance by states declined in August, says NCDC. And also international flight restart. Nigeria Aviation Authorities notify airlines stakeholders. That's on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune.
A local government in Kaduna State has moved to ban outrightly Almajirinchi as 8 pupils drown. Painful. Ban it. Painful. 8. Well, Governor Samuel Autumn is in the news again this morning, saying Autumn advocates parliamentary system. Wow, that's also a big 10 of the Punch newspaper.
Governor Autumn might seem to be actually becoming a pain in the neck to the government of the day. And from the body
I think he was one of them. He was part of them just before the last elections.
And this issue of the water bill, somebody brought it to my attention yesterday that it was actually Senator Godswill Akpabio, who was a former governor in Akwa Ibom when he was in the 8th Senate, that he was actually the one that vehemently sponsored the opposition to that bill, and he led the drive to make sure the bill was shut down. So the question that person is asking is, why is he not talking now?
You don't talk when you are eating.
Or could it be that he is in some sort of trouble at the moment and talking with him?
That trouble, I don't know. I don't know. 5 million. Okay. Judge withdraws suit from suit against Izie Yamu over fresh petition. I hope I read it right. Judge withdraws from suit against Izie Yamu over fresh petition. The judge is saying he doesn't want to.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Okay. Details on page 11 of the Punch newspaper.
The judge would have his reasons.
Tola, there are levels in this country. There are levels. So
the judge would have his reasons.
There are levels.
It could also be about level. That reason could also be about level.
Now you have a case in court and judge say he's not doing it again. All right.
Around 774,000 special works program should be totally free of fraud. Buhari warns Kayamo NDE DG as registration begins Friday across Nigeria. Have they dotted all the I's and the T's? Have they come to a compromise? They say registration is starting Friday. Could that be today?
Today is Friday, no?
No.
All right. While some people are claiming that economic activities have rebounded in August, oil servicing firms may go bankrupt, says reports. So it's a potpourri of plethora of news here regarding the economy, and shares from European countries are dropping. European shares drop. So it's not only our stock exchange that is feeling the heat. Post-COVID economy that we've been shouting about is here. Is here. Is here. Is here. Well, 9,246 teachers failed qualifying exams, says TRCN. Wow, that's the Teachers Regulation Council of Nigeria. And these people are teaching children already. All right. Page 28 of the Punch newspaper.
Under the feature story, the features page of the Nigerian Tribune, I want justice. Father of a girl raped, killed in Ibadan cries out. Says incident has stunned family upside down.
Yeah. Very painful. Very, very painful. Well, may the soul of the young lady rest in peace.
Amen.
She deserves that, at least. INEC, ECES assess preparations for Edo governorship election, and we have don't manipulate Edo poll with security forces. Civil society organizations are already telling those to whom it may concern.
And that's important.
And IG ordered to pay detained Delta journalist 350,000 naira. We go straight to the sports page.
Well, somebody is beating his chest here. It says, I will floor Joshua easily. It says Efe Ajagba.
Okay.
Unbeaten.
Also a Nigerian.
Yes.
Okay.
It says the unbeaten Nigerian heavyweight boxer.
Okay. Joshua say he eats eba. This one will be eating apple. We'll see. They are both tiwa. All right. Emulate Brazil, England on equal pay. I saw that news on TV yesterday. It was an international channel that England and Brazil will be paying both their female and male players equally. I said, that's it. That's the way to go.
Gender sensitivity.
Now, so Nigerian football player, female football player, is also telling the federal government, especially Ministry of Sports, emulate Brazil, England on equal pay. Oshola talking right there. And you have Chelsea agree 80 million euros Havertz transfer and more skillful. Ajagba, this is Joshua. Ice clash against world champion. Calm down. Hope you are ready for the punch. COVID-19, raw. Hopeful Austria won't stop Musa from friendlies. And Ivory Coast, Tunisia, quality opposition for Eagles, says X-Stars. You have more stories from there?
Well, Messi considers U-turn over Barca exit. Back page of the Nigerian Tribune.
When they slammed 700 million, is it pounds now or dollars? Exit clause.
I heard there was one young fan on TV. You see the amount of curses he rained on the sea, and
for wanting to leave.
Honestly, and that's high volume of courses. I'm not wondering if this is that considering the U-turn. Would the boy withdraw those courses? Will he say courses withdraw?
But the truth is, his mind is no longer there. I think the plan is for him to stay a year, and he will still eventually leave. But let's leave that to Boluaji and his fans when they come. Let's see how Sports Tidbits will handle that. Time check, 6:59 a.m. We'll take a couple of stories and then we'll open the phone lines. You know the stories already. Further petrol hike likely. Marketers warn Nigerians. That's on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. Let's take that story first today. So it's telling us that it's not just once and for all. Fuel marketers across the country adjusted their pump prices on Thursday to between 158 naira and 162 naira per litre of petrol, saying a further increase in global crude oil prices would push the pump price of petrol higher. Petrol prices have increased for 3 straight months, rising from 121 naira 50 kobo to 123 naira 50 kobo per litre in June, to 140 naira 80 kobo in July, 148 naira in August, and now 158 to 162 naira in September. The petroleum Products Marketing Company, a subsidiary of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, had on Wednesday increased the ex-depot price of premium motor spirit petrol to 151 naira 56 kobo per litre from 138 naira 62 kobo per litre, but later reduced it to 147 naira 67 kobo. The ex-depot price is the price at which the product is sold to marketers at the depot. Now, when the collapse of global crude oil prices triggered the reduction of the pump price of petrol from 145 naira per litre to 125 in March, the Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency said it would advise the NNPC and all marketing companies on the monthly guiding retail price at which the product shall be sold across the country. The Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Timi Silva, in a statement on May 15, said the regulation was approved on March 19 this year. But as you all know, PMS and other petroleum products are very strategic commodities, so you cannot allow the price of these commodities to be determined only by the marketers, he added. TUC says government action is wicked, demands immediate reversal. The Trade Union Congress of Nigeria condemns the increase in petrol price and electricity tariff in the country. In a statement titled Killing the Dead and signed by its president Oluyole and Secretary General Musa Lawal Ozigi, the TUC said, like the book by George Orwell titled 1884, the government and its agencies have resorted to doing the opposite of what they were set up to do. Quoting him, government, instead of providing welfare, is killing the people systematically. End of quote. We can't fund petrol subsidy, says federal government. Ogun governor backs federal government's action. Senators plan protests. Senate leadership kept sealed lips on Thursday about the sudden increase in electricity tariff and petrol prices about 48 hours after the relevant agencies effected the upward review. But some senators are already gearing up for a protest. Okay. Federal government insensitive. Senator Ogba. Those are some of the senators that are already protesting. Price hike could heighten insecurity, says a civil society organization. That's it now. When a baba that is supposed to, maintain his shop, you say the power supply that you using for has increased. He wants to buy fuel, he gets this 162. How much will he collect from you that you want to come and grab? If somebody offers him something, he will leave the shop and go and do it. And someone painted a picture yesterday, and I shook my head. That it's like we don't know what is likely to happen. When people begin to drop, we always claim there's a middle class, Abby. When people begin to drop lower on that scale, what you are saying is there's a likelihood of them to seek ways of meeting their needs. And that's what the civil society organization is talking about, Action Aid. I said not to talk about what politicians are saying. Let's leave politics out of this. Let's focus on what people who have facts and data are talking about. The more people drop on that economic ladder, the more their propensity to pick up vices to meet their needs.
To sustain a standard.
Exactly. And so if government is not seeing that, then they are missing a lot. This is not the time to effect certain policies.
You may have observed an emerging trend. Talking about policy, you may have observed an emerging trend in the policy implementation style of the government. Issue veiled or subtle warning on what is to come, implement very suddenly and then keep mute and not respond to all the hues and cries until it all dies down. You can actually begin to count the Kama controversy, water resources bill, hiking, power tariff, and now the issue of fuel price hike. Now, you will see that when the federal government makes a statement on these matters, it is always a finite and once and for all statement, indicating that conclusions have been reached and probably no going back as the I's and the T's have been dotted, without any recourse to making the people actually understand the merits or demerits of these actions. So wherein lies democracy? And then I ask, where are the labor unions? What has become of the vibrant civil society organizations, the pro-democracy pressure groups. Well, on this platform, we would, of course, never support violence or any form of threat to establish law and order. But the point in the media is, yes, of course, some of government's policies and decisions in recent times could have their own merits, but shouldn't there be room for constructive dialogue in a manner involving all stakeholders, including the people themselves, in a way that would make them understand why certain things have to be? Now, the culture of silence and assuming that the public is already biased and would not listen, that just wouldn't work. After all, this isn't what the Buhari government promised Nigerians, and if the promises have to change, then Nigerians need first and foremost to be pacified, and then need to have a broader and more comprehensive understanding as to why it has to change.
That's it. Where is the place of the people in effecting such policies? Has anybody been consulted? Is there any fora, or are there any fora anywhere where people get to at least pitch in?
Then this thing about just assuming that it's the politicians, anytime the people protest, it's the opposition, it's the PDP, it's they are the ones sponsoring.
If you ask me, I think that's just a cheap way to just bypass the issues at hand. Well, we'll take one more story and then we'll open the phone lines.
Right. Federal government okays reopening of NYC orientation camps, says schools to reopen. Curfew now 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. bans Lufthansa, KLM, Air France for others. All right. It says here. Well, I'll take this one that says PTF may wind down September end as states set to take ownership of COVID-19 response. The 36 state governors under the aegis of the Nigeria Governors Forum, NGF, have been urged to put necessary machinery in place to take ownership of the COVID-19 response, especially with the expected winding down of the Presidential Task Force, PTF, by the end of September 2020. The clearing call was made at the just concluded 16th teleconference of Nigerian Governors Forum, chaired by Governor Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State, after deliberation on the update on the Executive Order 10, World Bank support to states in updating minimum of 50% properties, polio certification, National Gas Expansion Program, NGEP, as well as importance of continued testing in all states as the economy opens. The communique read, the NGF chairman provided the following updates: disbursement of the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund facility to eligible states has been approved by the Ministry of Health to safeguard government interventions in primary healthcare service delivery during the pandemic. PTF may wind down September as states set to take ownership of COVID-19 response. And also coming from Oyo State, Oyo Council's curfew rules conversion of isolation centers to PHCs.
So schools should resume in September across board. I think that's a good one. Everybody's moving ahead. Let's move on. NYC comes and reopens, so everybody's moving on.
But this winding down of the PTF, I think I have issues with that. So.
Maybe they should still meet once in a while, right?
Because actually, you begin to see that people are actually letting down their guard. I mean, if you take Ibadan as an instance, it's like people are
as if COVID-19 has gone.
As if it has
and that's
gone
not true.
Completely.
That's so not true.
So I think the PTF should still somewhat be in place to remind
maybe once
people,
a week.
That is not over till it's over.
That's important. That's important. While we open the phone lines, 08055009850. Buhari will unveil new economic plan in December. Open there, sir. Says Minister. The phone line is open, 08055009850. So we wait till December. The Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, Clem Agba, on Thursday announced that a new economic plan to guide the country's development in the next 4 years will be unveiled in December.
Okay.
All right, so
I wonder how many economic plans have been unveiled this year alone.
All right. 08055009850. Our first caller is here.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're on. Go ahead.
Hello, where with you?
You might need to call back.
Line is breaking.
I think that's from your hand. You need to call us back. 08055009850. 08055009850. That's a number to join the conversation.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm calling from Ritanero.
Nice to have you. Go ahead with your comments.
Barika de Jima, all of us in Nigeria.
Okay, thank you. Wish you same.
What I want to talk this morning is about increase in price in petroleum. What I noticed is that when there is increase in price in petroleum, our economic in Nigeria is in problem. Because there is war, not war that carry the gun. It's because our poor peasants in Nigeria don't have Shoriko. But I know that the rich people,
you'll be fine.
They won't buy good for market. They just wake up, eat, so you don't know anything. But I'm happy to our federal government.
Okay.
If there is increase in petrol, also they will increase our salary, so it will be equal. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Yamasura. Points well made there. 08055009850. 08055009850. That's the number to join the conversation.
Hello, good morning.
Hello. Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Tola, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Ishola from Okata.
Nice to have you. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Firstly, I want to commend Governor Shimakinde in this new good step he took again to the retirees. I wish him the best of luck. See, àdúrà àwọn àgbàlagbà tó bá ti ń báyàn ẹ̀yìn á máa tẹ̀síwájú ni. So by God's grace, he will live long.
Amen.
Number two, I have no plenty for this month, but to see me too. Please let me remember the Honorable Chairman, Dr. Oluyole, on his promise to give people in translating most of the DCS program.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ishola from Okaka. All right. Keep the comments coming. I can see comments coming in. Otumba Fade Yadeolu Cornelius is also from Okaka. He's saying we are not just getting it right as a country. How could a responsible government increase pump price of PMS at this point in time? It says wickedness at its best, insensitivity at the highest order. Okay, we will be all right. Last. Good morning, dear auntie. Father Yadeolu from Okaka. Thank you. Jedi Bukola. Say good morning, Mr. Until I don't understand the logic behind 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. curfew. Please give reason if you do. Thank you. I don't.
We're supposed to be outside at that time.
I don't. It's just to ensure that people are in and not walking around. It's not as if COVID catches people in the night. I know that's what you are thinking, right? Thank you so much. Ken the Tiger Akisomi is also here. What an impediment, an implausible, unjustifiable act. Why the obscure and frivolous increments across board? Yeah, so that's what we can see around. We'll go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I am Prince Adeyemi from Gumoto.
Nice to have you, sir.
Now, I want to ask you one question. Why is Lai Mohammed in this country? Is it he in government? If he is in government, why is it that he kept quiet? Because they came into government, they promised us a lot of things. Are this what they promised us? Increase in PMS, right? Hike in electricity tariff. How do they want the masses to live? Do they want to kill us? After all, we are very young, and at least we are of age a little bit. We have experienced so many governments. We are only too much, and I know God will take us one day from their hands.
Amen. Thank you so much, Prince Adiremi. All right, thank you so much. Matthew Olaleru on Facebook. Good morning. On pump price, removal of fuel subsidy at this trying period should be resisted by all well-meaning Nigerians, irrespective of political affiliation. The increase in price of petrol is like adding salt to injury. NLC, please act fast, too. May God save us in this nation. Yes, so from Ilera. Adioti Kunle S. Good day, Mr. Diane Tola. It clearly shows Nigerians have seen the type of government they want. Nigerians, through jealousy, hatred, sentiment, tribalism, and religious bigotry, voted in the government of the day blindly. Well, it's their choice. They have the right to vote whoever they want.
Have the right to vote whoever they want. The ballot box spoke.
Exactly. So, I mean, they're all forgotten that the president and his team have no record of good governance. Well, your opinion. It's still your opinion. I pray God to deliver us as He has delivered the Israelites from Pharaoh. Okay, Adioti Kunle S. Thank you. Adewuyi Oluseyi Apoluwa saying we enjoy you. Thank you so much. We'll do for commercial break. We'll go on the break. When we're back, we'll take more comments. Don't go anywhere.
Bye, my pikin.
You don't go gym?
I never reach for that one.
Okay. I beg make you help us buy mango and garden egg. Come.
This no be the season now. You know go dey market. Shey you service everything for life get in on time.
I sabi that one.
Why you come dey ask for wetin you know say no follow?
No worry. Make you just dey go where you dey go. When you come back, we go sit down talk.
Make we dey talk am now before I come out.
You been dey talk say you go want make we rest small after this pikin wey we born.
I talk am because of the thing wey elder been tell me about child birth spacing.
Yes, na true. Auntie nurse talk say e go help my body rest well before I carry another belle.
No worry yourself, my dear.
See as belle dey sweet me say we dey talk about this matter.
No forget say anyone wey you choose for childbirth spacing matter dey safe and you fit trust am. Oya waka go any health center wey get the green dot logo to get full informate on childbirth spacing services. This message na the Federal Ministry of Health and support from American people carry am come.
So glad to know you're there. It's the conversation with Dayo and Tola. Time check 7:17 a.m. Destination time 7:30 a.m. We'll go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Dayo and Tola.
Good morning, sir.
Head on for the good job all the day.
Thank you, sir.
Bless you.
Amen.
Thank you, sir.
This Dayo from Okeho.
Nice to have you, sir.
On the issue of fuel hike, well, we are experiencing change indeed. And the next level in addition. So the poor Nigerian masses should ensure that they don't miss heaven. Why? We are already experiencing hell on earth now in Nigeria.
Wow.
We are passing through fire. So that we will not be at the loose end both worlds. Already, except God intervenes, we are passing through hell now.
Wow.
So that we don't experience the next hell, which is eternal. May God save us. And then on the payment of gratitude by His Excellency, God will continue to be with him.
Amen.
I'm a beneficiary. It will with him.
Wow.
He will live long.
Wow.
God will show his mercy.
Amen.
Himself and his administration will not fight back anything to
Amen. Wow.
God bless His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde from Okeho.
Wow.
God bless you. Thank you.
Wow. Nice hearing from you, sir. He's a beneficiary.
Yes, direct from the people.
Wow. He just confirmed the player I had yesterday. Wow. Well, Akintola Jide on Facebook. Good morning, Mr. DNT. The federal government is taking Nigerians for granted with incessant increase in petrol price and electricity tariff. Are these the change Mr. President promised? This is chain. Change. Dr. Jide Akintola. Thank you. Adisa Timothy on Facebook saying well done. Otumba Ajani, The Rock. Okay, I hope I got it. Okay, Otumba Ajani Enoch Akin saying good morning, Mr. DNT. God bless you. Nigeria have failed to put right peg inside right hole. Increase in petrol and power at the same time, despite all months lockdown. God deal from Gumosho. We go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma. Government, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Well, sir.
Yes, sir.
I want to talk about the increments in the where I can and the NEPA something. Where are the NSC and the trade union now? I mean, they're supposed to rise up to these challenges and fight for the masses. That is why they are there. Because we cannot just continue to have all this problem and we keep our arms crossed. So I believe that the law will intervene on our behalf.
Amen.
So thank you for the good job you are doing, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much. Bayo Badmos at Obeska on Twitter saying increase in electricity and petrol price is wickedness. Coming out of the lockdown, Nigerians need a stimulus, not an impetuous disregard for the challenges they face. Many Nigerians have not earned an income for months due to no fault of theirs. God have mercy. At Obeska, Bayo Badmos, thank you so much. And that's on Twitter. Keep the comments coming. Keep them coming. We'll go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. This is Prince Adeyinka from Ambassador Songo Ilorin.
Oh, okay. Nice to have you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
All I want our people to understand is that God will change this country for better. Nigeria will not break. It will only break through. As it is going, as things are getting difficult, God will intervene.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adeyinka from Ilorin.
You know, I love that optimistic language.
Yeah,
Nigeria will not break,
it's better.
Will only break through.
It's better. Let's be positive.
Believe in Nigeria.
Let's speak positively. Anyoladun Wasiu Benga, I commend GSM on planning to pay off gratuity up to date to the pensioners. Wasiu Anyoladun from O2. Isaac Olagoke Akonde. Good morning, Mr. DNT. This present federal government is here to punish. No. I know that's the way you see it. You are not happy. We are not also, but really, he says history will judge them. 2023 is coming. We shall be waiting. Okay. Adiola Sunday is also here. Good morning, Mr. Tola. And on petroleum price hike is like adding salt to our injury in this country. From total lockdown, high cost of food, monthly petroleum increment. Well, kudos to GSM for payment of gratuity. May God help us. Comrade Adiola from Shaki. We'll go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. D&T.
Good morning, sir.
This is Alhaji Lamkon from Inugu.
Nice to have you, sir.
I want to talk on the reversal of school uniform and school old names in Osun.
Okay.
Kudos to Governor Tola for taking the bold step in correcting one of the heroes of Harrison's last 8 years of reckless and irresponsible government.
Wow.
In not so many things in the Paris. May the God Almighty give Governor Tola the courage and wisdom to take back the several hundreds of billions of naira shoved and carted away by Arabian in the name of what relevant project.
That's
even the not devastated and drained people of Osun State. Good morning, sir.
Alhaji, you are making serious allegations there.
those are allegations.
I'm not sure you have evidence to substantiate that. Mind you, the current governor too was with Aregbesola in government. So let's not. Those allegations are too.
And let's be careful with our choice of words. Calling the past government irresponsible. That's a bit hard.
That's not. It's not as if we are trying to support anybody here, but if you can't substantiate it, let's not say it. I know you're angry. We understand, but please let's be mindful.
You are trying to express your mind,
exactly.
But at the same time, let's be cautious.
It's pretty important. Shaya Deleke Sharetronics on Facebook. Good morning, Mr. DNT. I hear you guys. VAT increase, electricity tariff increase, and petrol price increase, all done during the pandemic when the standard of living of people is already eroded. What a government. It's so unfortunate. I rest my case. Christian Balawan Adio, good morning. Tola and Dayo, kudos to you, sir. I used to say this: we don't have leaders. We have. What Ogun State Governor is saying? What is Ogun State Governor saying? Is his opinion. And he has a right. He has a right to support his party people. So
he has a right to explain the policies of government.
He says we Nigeria should go against what federal government is doing. We are waiting for them in 2023. Okay. No problem. Muiwa Abiola, okay. Your comment just disappeared. Too many comments coming down. Let's go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Fayam.
Good morning,
sir.
This is Mazi.
I'm Mazi from
Yado. Nice to have you, sir.
I'm hearing the comment of Nigeria. It's like the thing is making me to be happy somehow. Because we Nigerians, sometimes we don't think twice before we do anything that we want to. The reason why I'm saying this is when Jonathan wants to remove subsidy, people are falling back on the street. I told them that this tire that you people are falling is the tire that will turn Nigeria in future if we do not happen. Today, look at what is happening. This administration, I don't know what they are planning for this country. I've already said it before. Let them know what they are doing. They have already said that they will want to go and borrow money and do. The one they want to go and borrow, who is going to pay the money? Please. I don't even know. Please don't I don't even know what to say concerning this because I'm an Igbo man. We have
Business.
already been on this for a very long time. We are not buying fuel with meters or something like that. We are buying with calculators. Immediately you cross the Niger, they will calculate it for you. So it don't matter what happens.
Wow.
Even if they put it to 250 naira,
We'll still buy.
They will buy it.
It's not just Igbos. Everybody will buy. Thank you so much, Mazi. It's the truth.
I'm sorry to mention Yoruba people. Let them think very well before they do anything they want to do.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mazi. If it's 1,000, we will still buy. Practically run a generator-driven economy. We will buy. You don't have to have a car. You will buy petrol.
People say, catch out Marina.
That's
it.
It's not like you have a choice. Muiwa Abiola saying good morning, honorables in the house. DNT, noble work done. Well done. Okay, thank you. The issue of the increase of PMS and electricity tariff is uncalled for at this point in time. It's like digging a huge hole in the jugulars of the masses. One day, our own savior will arise. Amen. Alhaji Kosim Busari says, well done. God bless you. This hike in price of electricity is abominable. God bless Nigeria and Nigerians. Amen. Ilyas Agoro. Okay. Say good morning to you, Mr. Dayan Tola. We always enjoy your news analysis every morning. We are appealing to federal government to quickly look into this fuel increment. May God save us. So kudos to the people's governor, Engineer Oluyole Makinde, on paying of gratuity and other good work he's doing. May Allah continue to lead him through. Ilyas Agoro from Otu. Let me take one more comment before we go back to the... Okay, let's take last call from the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Oh, how are you?
Morning, Haruna.
This is Haruna from Odoro.
You are welcome. Make it brief.
Let me start from our own state here to commend the effort of Engineer Makinde, our able governor.
Okay.
I just pray that he will continue to do like this. Okay. You can see that people are just praying for him, and I know that the prayer has been answered. You see, on the issue of petroleum hike or whatever, those people that knows this man very well, I mean our president during the first regime, I mean 1985 or 1983 or so, we thought this man is coming back to correct the mistake he has made. That time, not knowing that he's still going to be more harder than what he did 1983 to 85.
Wow.
It's quite unfortunate.
That we have to let you
go. Doesn't know anything about petroleum.
Thank you so much.
Minister for Petroleum.
Thank you so much, Aruna.
So
we have to let you go.
So
thank you. Thank you so much. Fumlola Adewale Oluwaseun Kikiola Okanlawon, Bernard Thomas Aquina Abiola Rock Oluwaseun. Thank you so much. I can see your comments, but sorry, we don't have time to take all these comments. Till tomorrow when we come your way, that will be the last edition for this week. I remain Oladayo Ogunbowale.
Tola Teriba.
Up next, Sport Tidbits. Don't go anywhere.
Stay powered up and keep the chat and apps going from sunrise to sunset with an all-day battery. Store up to 3,000 songs from all your favorite artists or 13 hours of high-definition videos thanks to lighter apps from the Android Go edition. So you can stay entertained all day, every day. The new Nokia C2 has all these and more from 29,000 Naira. Nokia smartphones, it just keeps getting better.
Mikolo, my engine sounds like brand new. Is it not the same Mobile Super 1000 you used to service it?
Now the same Mobile Super 1000, but levels don't change.
Yes! Mobile Super 1000 XHP is now improved to meet the highest standard of quality APISN. So, whether you buy Mobile Super 1000 XHP, Mobile Super 2000 semi-synthetic, or even the new fully synthetic Mobile Super 3000, you are guaranteed the APISN perfection in every drop.
Make it mobile. My generation is unbreakable. We know they fear. For what? Till someone says, I will tell your mother.
Donatusu, put on your mask or else.
Wear it for her. Wear it for me. Everywhere you go, MTN. Spread the message, not the virus. Visit wearit4.me.
Good morning, Ibadan. Good morning, Oyo State. Good morning, Nigeria. Time check at 7:32 a.m. And of course, you know that it's sport time right here on Oluyole 98.5 FM, the trailblazer, the pride of the nation, the best in the West. And of course, Boluwaje Mulaze once again this lovely Friday morning. It's Thank God It's Friday edition of Spotted Beat. We'll break the news first before others wake up in the morning. Bring you the latest, the hottest, and of course, the juiciest news. Don't forget, exclusive interviews on this radio dial. This lovely morning. Will come with a total package as we'll be breaking the good news that football activities set to return across the country, which means league games are set to resume as the federal government lifts a ban on sporting activities. We'll also take a look at updates coming from the entity of this morning, that's the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation, and not to forget news from the world of boxing, the world of basketball, and of course tennis, talking about the US Open currently going on at Flushing Meadows, New York, in the United States of America. We also take a look at UEFA Nations League games played across Europe yesterday. We'll also be previewing the games to expect later tonight. And of course, yesterday, former Manchester United forward Alexis Sanchez dropped a bombshell. He spoke about his move to Manchester United, saying that he almost cancelled out his contract after his first training with Manchester United. You want to stick around for updates and of course for all the news that you can use in the world of sport. But of course, let's start from the locals. And this morning we're following the federal government's lift of ban on sporting activities. This MPFL, talking about the 2020-2021 season, is set to resume. The federal government, through the Presidential Task Force of COVID-19, PTF announced yesterday the return of football activities. However, without fans in the stadium. Well, the announcement notes that the football resumption must be in accordance with COVID-19 guidelines, which would be supervised by the Ministry of Youth and Sport as well as the NCDC, as the National Center for Disease and Control. The national coordinator of the Presidential Task Force of COVID-19, Dr. Sonia Liu, disclosed this in Abuja yesterday. Well, this reopening has come as a huge relief for football stakeholders such as footballers, fans, referees, coaches, coaches, administrators, as well as journalists who have all been longing for the return of sporting activities across the country following the outbreak of COVID-19 in Nigeria. Back in February this year, the Nigerian Football Federation March announced the suspension of all football-related activities in the country until further notice. And with this in mind, with the latest development coming from the federal government yesterday, the NPFL, that's Nigerian Professional Football League, the Nigerian Women's Football League, NWFL, the Nigerian National League, and the Nationwide League One are expected to resume very, very soon. If not this month, but of course next month. And there's hope also that the National Sport Festival Edo 2020 might still hold this very year. Going about, looking at this latest development from the federal government. All right, away from there, let's head straight to Oyo State this morning, where the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation has appointed the chairman, Oyo State Tennis Association, Dr. Adesoji Tayo, as the technical director of the federation, as contained in the letter of appointment dated 25th of August and signed by the Federation Secretary General. It says that the entity of President Engineer Ishaku Tikon has approved the appointment of the chairman of Oyo State Tennis Association after the meeting of the board upon the nomination of Dr. Adesoji Tayo. Also, the appointment was as a result of his contribution to the game right there in Oyo State and on the national level, and is expected to use his wealth of experience to steer the department to greater heights. Congratulations to Dr. Adesoji Tayo this morning. All right, away from there, let's talk athletics in Nigeria. African record holder in the 100-meter hurdles, Gloria Alozie, says that unless Nigeria returns to a grassroots-focused approach to nurturing the development of athletes, any hopes that the country will become a dominant power in the sport will remain a pipeline dream. Alozie, you remember, won silver for Nigeria at the Sydney Olympics in the 100-meter hurdles before switching allegiance to Spain, for whom she won a gold medal at the 2002 European Championship. However, after all of that, Nigeria has only won one other individual medal in athletics at the Olympic Games, with Blessing Okagbari's silver medal in the Beijing 2008 Games. It's a bronze medal in the long jump. At 2019 World Athletics Championship in Doha was Nigeria's first since 2013, a poor return for a country of Nigeria's pedigree in athletics, and the Nigeria's poor performance on the global stage. Alozie, who is now a hurdles coach at the Making of Champions Track Club, says that can be traced to the gradual dwindling of the type of grassroots and age group developmental project in Nigeria, which has helped to nurture not only herself but likes of Mary Onyali and Falilat Ogunkoya. Let's listen to Gloria Alozie this lovely morning, talking about how best Nigeria can be a firepower once again in the world of athletics. She's on the show this lovely morning.
Nigerian athletics has been, what we were before, and that are no more now. During when we were small, I remember there were lots of competitions. There were national school sports, there were national under 15. I mean, for example, and before that national under 15, maybe there were something like zonal, local, Thursday, before national. So people were being developed from different parts of the country, and now all those things I can't see them again. I don't think we have, now we have under 18, but we had like, I remember my time they were something like under 15, under 20, and then classic, school sports. There were many competitions that, if you can't make this one, you always have something, and those things are no more there, and there is no sports that can go without the grassroots. So the grassroots is what is really, really very, very important, because if we neglect the grassroots, then believe that we can just make it from up.
There you listen to Gloria Alozie right there advising authorities in Nigeria this morning, talking about the sports ministry to do something about developmental projects in Nigeria. All right, heading straight to boxing this morning, where heavyweight boxing prospect Efia Jagba believes that he has what it takes to beat Nigerian-born British boxer Anthony Oluwafemi Joshua. Jagba, who is unbeaten in 13 professional fights, is rated among the best heavyweight prospects in the world. In his recent interview with Sky Sports, says, and I quote, the people would support Joshua because he is the heavyweight champion. Skill would beat Joshua, not power. It says that he has all the skills that he needs to beat Anthony Joshua. It says me and Joshua both have power, but skills control power. I have more skills than Anthony Joshua, not me. But of course, if you are Jagba saying that this lovely morning. Away from boxing, let's head straight to basketball. I'm talking about the NBA bubble. We are into the semi-finals of the playoffs as OG Anunoby beat the final buzzer with a 3-pointer as the Toronto Raptors stunned the Boston Celtics 104-103 in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semi-finals played last night. Lowry led all scorers with 31 points. Fred had 25 and Anunoby had 12 points and 10 rebounds as the Raptors bounced back from losing the first 2 games of the best-of-7 series. Game 4 took place on Saturday night. Also, nearly as of today, Kawhi Leonard scored 29 points as the LA Clippers rode past the Denver Nuggets 120-97 in Game 1 of the Western Conference semi-finals. While our games continues in the NBA later tonight, and you can always trust us right here on Oluyole 90.5 FM and BCS Television to bring you up to speed with all the happening. Away from that this morning, let's talk US Open, where 6-time champion Serena Williams progressed to the 3rd round of the US Open with a 6-2-6-4 win over Russian Margaret Gasparyan in New York. While Williams will now face compatriot Leon Stevens, the 2017 US Open champion. Also yesterday, Britain's Joanna Konta was knocked out of the US Open in 3 straight sets by Sorona sister. Well, as it is right now, 2-time Grand Slam champion Gabi Muguruza has also been knocked out of the US Open, losing in straight set to veteran Peronkova. A lot of upsets coming from the US Open, and of course, if you ask me, the coast is getting clearer for Serena Williams to nick this particular one. Well, moving to the male category, where there was a huge upset as Andy Murray was overpowered by Felix Auger-Aliassime in the US Open second round, losing 6-2, 6-3, 6-4 in New York. Also, Dominic Thiem comfortably progressed to the US Open 3rd round, beating Indians Sumit Nagal 6-3, 6-3, 6-2 in the US Open yesterday. More games will be played today and tomorrow morning 7:30 a.m. You can join Mary Akinshola for updates from the US Open as regards games that will be played later today. All right, away from that, let's get straight back to the world of football and talking the UEFA Nations League. Yesterday, Timo Werner was on target as Germany were held to a 1-1 draw by Spain in the UEFA Nations League clash played at the Mercedes-Benz Arena, Stuttgart, on Thursday night. Timo Werner, the new Chelsea man, hit the back of the net in the 51st minute after he was teed up by. It goes to 2 later tonight.